And a deadline has arrived for Iran to come clean about its nuclear program. But the hardline regime is openly defying the Obama administration. Our CNN Foreign Affairs correspondent Jill Darty, she's here. Jill, we've been watching this, and obviously this deadline has come, and now it's gone. Is this a case of who's going to blink first? What do you make of this?
Well, let's put it this way, Suzanne. New Year's resolutions, we talk about those, okay? New Year's resolutions could take on a new meaning very soon. It could mean United Nations resolutions on Iran and its nuclear program. That's what President Obama is facing as his deadline for Iran expires. Even as Iran's political upheaval continues, President Obama says the clock has run out on its nuclear ambitions. His New Year's deadline for Iran to prove to the world it's not racing forward to develop a nuclear weapon.
We are now running out of time.
Iran's president scoffs at that deadline. The White House says it's no joke.
That is a very real deadline for the international community.
But will the international community, especially Russia and China, support much tougher economic sanctions on Iran? That's still unclear.
With each passing day, the situation becomes more urgent.
And Mr. Obama is under pressure himself from Congress, which is champing at the bit for the U.S. to punish Iran on its own, even without international support. Another move in this chess game signals that Senator John Kerry, chairman of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, might travel to Tehran. The Obama deadline comes in the midst of the worst political violence in Iran since its disputed elections in June, making it harder for the Obama administration to calibrate its next step, whether punishing the Iranian government might actually strengthen hardliners, undercut reformers, and hurt average Iranians the most.
We will continue to bear witness to the extraordinary events that are taking place there.
Opposition leader Mir Hussein Mousavi, whose own nephew was killed in demonstrations, says on his website he's ready to die to defend the people's right to peaceful protest. My blood will not be any redder than the blood of the other martyrs, he says. But Friday, deadline or no Obama deadline, pro-government supporters focused their anger on America, chanting, "Down with USA." And that symbolizes Mr. Obama's deadline dilemma. Sanctions can be a delicate balancing act, potentially hurting not just Iran's leadership, but the Iranian people, injecting the American president directly into that country's volatile domestic politics, Suzanne.
And Jill, do we know what kind of sanctions that the administration is considering right now?
It appears right now they're considering targeted sanctions, as they call them. These would go after the leadership. They would go after groups like the Revolutionary Guard Corps, which has really been responsible a lot for the crackdown and also has its hand in a lot of business deals. What they're trying to do is avoid hurting the people.
I understand White House officials say they're going to go after some international banks as well, sanction them if they're doing business in Iran as well. Okay,
right.
Jill, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Well, outrage in Iraq as manslaughter charges are dropped against a group of American contractors. We'll talk to an expert who literally wrote the book on Blackwater. Plus, alcoholism taking a staggering toll on Russia. Now the government makes a controversial move to fight it.